One of the quietest tensions in agile delivery isn't between developers and stakeholders. It's between delivery managers and product owners. And on paper, these roles sound complementary. One ensures that the right things get built, and the other ensures that things get built right. But as you know, in practice, boundaries will blur. The product owner is under constant pressure to show value fast, and the delivery manager is on constant pressure to maintain flow and quality. Somewhere in between, the team can get pulled apart. So today I want to break down this relationship, what actually causes friction between the product owner and the delivery manager, why even the best of teams experience it, and how to transform that tension into trust. Before we begin, let's rewind a little bit. The product owner role was born out of Scrum, representing the voice of the customer and owning the backlog. The delivery manager role evolved more from lean and Kanban thinking, focusing on removing impediments, enabling flow, and making sure that the delivery systems worked. Now, in the best organizations, these roles are both sides of the same coin. The product owner drives what value looks like, and the delivery manager ensures that value can flow predictably. But in practice, many organizations never actually define how they fit together. They just coexist, which means that every project just becomes that live experiment of negotiation, which you have to rerun every time you change teams. And for those of you who've been in this position, you'll know that most of the conflicts arise from pressure and perception, pressure from above. So what happens is that you have senior stakeholders pushing for outcomes and deadlines. The product owner will translate all this into product scope. The delivery manager will then see this and will see that the delivery is straining and will raise red flags. This will then cause friction towards the product owner, who themselves has pressure from the stakeholders. And then perceptions, that different individuals have different perceptions of authority. Who really decides the priority? Who owns the roadmap? Who decides if something is ready for production? And these questions, if they don't have solid answers, that creates vagueness, and that vagueness will again breed conflict. And in a way, this is all about a metrics mismatch. The product owners are often measuring the delivery of features. Delivery managers are often measuring flow health, cycle time, predictability, flow efficiency. So in that way, you can see that success is defined differently. And success is defined differently, then alignment is never going to happen. Let me show you in an example what this might look like. A product owner says, we must deliver this new feature by the quarter end. It's linked to the funding milestone. The delivery manager looks at the board and knows there's technical debt, there's environmental issues, and 2 devs are on leave. If the team pushes really hard, the delivery manager knows they might hit the date, but they also know that the quality will suffer and the cycle time will spike. So what generally happens next? The product owner will double down on that urgency. There is a deadline, we must achieve it by that deadline. The delivery manager will double down on realism. We can't push the team this hard, delivery will break down, etc. And suddenly they're both seeing each other as obstacles to each other's goals. And this is a classic case of value versus flow. And the fix isn't just to pick one side and go with it, it's to reframe that conversation. What can we deliver that's the most valuable within the flow constraints that we actually have? That's the reframe that you want to aim for. And that's a collaboration mindset and not a confrontation mindset. And to look at the psychology behind this, the product owner is often driven by optimism bias, believing they can achieve more than they realistically can. And the delivery manager, on the other hand, is driven by risk aversion, preventing failure before it happens. And neither mindset is really wrong, but they are opposites. And again, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Opposites can keep the team balanced if they respect one another. And often it starts off with respect, but when that pressure rises, that's where the balance breaks. And optimism starts to look like recklessness, and caution starts to look like negativity. That's where the miscommunication starts. A great delivery and product owner relationship depends on psychological safety, being able to challenge without the ego, to say, I disagree because of data, not you're blocking progress. And to help that, to move from conflict to collaboration, you need a shared system of truth. That means connecting value, which the product owner is keen on, and flow, which the delivery manager is keen on. And here's how you do it. Use the flow metrics like cycle time and throughput, and put them alongside business outcomes in retros. Really highlight and discuss both together and the impact one has on the other. Don't separate delivery health from product success. Delivery health is part of product success. Measure time to learn, not just time to deliver. You're incorporating that learning time, which often is overlooked by the PO. And really, the PO should value experiments and discovery the same way a delivery manager values stable flow. And ideally, treat work in progress as a joint responsibility. That way, you get a good perspective from both PM and the DM. Another friction point that I've seen is unclear decision boundaries. Who owns prioritization? Who manages delivery risk? Who communicates to stakeholders? Now, a really healthy setup I would recommend is that the product owner owns the product vision, prioritization, and value articulation. The delivery manager owns delivery systems, flow predictability, and risk transparency. The crucial thing here is that they co-own planning and communication. That means there's no PO only roadmap and there's no DM only risk logs. Both are visible and both are joint. Shared transparency this way will naturally lead to alignment. Now, with all this in place, there is still a risk of conflict. It always is in work environments. So what you need is a plan to resolve that conflict. There's a few principles you should look at. First one, separate fact from fear. We don't have capacity is not a personal attack. It's a delivery constraint. Name the constraint, not the person. Number two, use structured decision frameworks. Apply a tool like impact versus effort or cost delay to evaluate those trade-offs. Now again, that moves the conversation from emotion to economics. It's visible, it's out there, it's evidence. And number three, agree on escalation paths early. Decide how disagreements will be resolved before they happen, whether that's needing to escalate it yourself to head of product, delivery director, maybe a triage review, whatever works for the team and for you both. And finally, celebrate that co-ownership. When the sprint goal is met, don't say product delivered it, say delivery and product achieved it. That language that you use will shape the culture that comes out. In the best teams, delivery managers and product owners operate like co-pilots. They meet one-to-one weekly, they share context constantly, they never surprise one another in meetings. They often start to think alike. Maybe one starts a sentence and the other finishes it. Maybe not. Their alignment, though, shows up in team rhythm. There's no last-minute crunches, there's fewer urgent requests, and there's just generally a calmer delivery cadence. Because when the PO and the DM are aligned, the team will feel it. And so if the PM and DM are in stress, uncertainty, sending out mixed messages, the team will feel that as well, and delivery will suffer as a result. And in most modern organizations, these roles are often merging. A great delivery manager now understands value streams and customer outcomes. A great product owner also now understands system constraints and flow metrics. So the future isn't separation of these roles, it's more of a synthesis of these roles. We're moving towards a model where both are system leaders guiding not just people, but that environment that people work in. So if you're watching this as a delivery manager or a product owner, here's the takeaway. Stop seeing tension as the problem. Start seeing it as energy. Use the energy, that friction, to channel the respect, data, and shared intent. And that's what will make a great team absolutely unstoppable.